Bertrand! Lord Mashas! The battle... it was terrible. So that's a war maiden. From the sound of it, I've got 5 shots.
The last Brunish survivor's mine!
Oh, rats, come on. I could have used that horse to ride out of here. 7 nights. That hare. The War Maiden. If I kill her right now myself, perhaps they'll stop hunting Brunish survivors. All right. Range 300 Elsins. Easy. Guide my arrow, Eris, goddess of wind.
Throw down your bow!
War had broken out between the kingdoms of Brune and Sheked, and the Dinan plains that lay between the two lands would see the decisive battle. So it was that the Brunish army, with an overwhelming advantage in numbers, established camp. There wasn't a man among them who thought they could lose.
Of course.
Wow, I didn't know you'd be here, Thorn.
My greetings, from one lord to another. Lord Zion Thenardier, I too have answered His Majesty's call to defeat the
Such a
Sheked.
demure way of talking back. What good are you here among men like us? The poor fool is built like a feather and covered in rags.
Leather armor.
Shouldn't a nobleman at least dress the part?
And that bow. The weapon of a peasant!
No, Lord Zion!
Are you hurt? What gives you the right to bend my bow?
You're pathetic. A bow and arrow is a coward's weapon.
Oh, Thorn. Why don't you admit the reason you use a bow is because you're not strong enough to wield a real weapon. You're a boy pretending to be a soldier. And having an old man for an attendant only makes you that much more of a disgrace. In battle, there's only one way to defend Brune. You should be training with a man's weapon.
Maybe this can wait. I hate to interrupt this eloquent lecture, but they're handing out the evening's wine rations now. I assume your talking has made you quite thirsty. Go fill your goblet, please.
I appreciate the assist. Thanks, Lord Mashas.
Happy to do so.
Guess I couldn't help escalating things, but you saved me from a nasty fight.
If you ask me, I envy Duke Ganelon.
What? Why?
For using this war as a pretense to raise taxes, and for taking his enemy's daughters.
That's true. Duke Thenardier is just as crafty, making subjects donate their liquor as a sacrifice to the gods. And both are torching the homes of anyone who holds out.
That's nothing. I've heard that to set an example to others. Duke Thénardier's forcing family members to take up swords and fight to the death.
How entertaining.
Not worth it.
Are those stories they're telling true?
The men in question wouldn't deny it. It's news to you because you don't travel through the middle of the kingdom very often.
And the king?
His Majesty has something in mind for them, I'm sure.
Like a punishment?
And even if he can't, I'm sure in time Prince Regnus will possess the strength.
You've been sleeping long enough.
Is it late?
It's almost noon.
That's a strange way of waking people up.
Well, having to wake a slave by shoving a sword down his throat is a first for me, too. How can you lose a battle, become a prisoner, and still sleep without a care in the world?
It's one of my magic powers. So, this is the kingdom of Jicted?
Lady Eleonora would like to see you.
What? No! But how could Jicted capture him so easily?
We suffered a total rout in a sneak attack. Tigre couldn't flee in time, but he fought well.
But I thought that... I heard our forces outnumbered Jicted 5-1. How could we lose so decisively?
You're right. We had an army 25,000 strong to only their 5,000. It was a mighty force His Majesty had assembled in honor of the prince's debut campaign.
Lord Tigre was so ready. He had 100 brave bannermen following him into battle.
The battle wasn't the only thing lost. Of those 100 men, 7 are dead and 30 injured. And most of those were trampled by our own fleeing allies.
We received the following demand from the enemy leader. Unless we deliver a ransom within 50 days, Tigre will become Jicted's property forever.
How much do they want? Even if it's exorbitant, I'm sure we can get the villagers to chip in.
They demand 3 times the yearly revenue of the province of Alsace, or something of comparable value.
Be reasonable. That's way too high.
Too bad.
The Kingdom of Brune has 50 days to comply with our ransom demand after receiving it. Time's a wasting.
If the full amount we've requested is not delivered to me in accordance with the treaty, you will officially become my property for me to do with as I see fit. This I swear in the name of Radagast, god of honor and contracts.
Well, all right. This is why you stuck your sword in my mouth and brought me here, so I could hear your crazy greed with my own ears.
Now. There's more to our talking than ransom. I have something special only you can do for me.
That's 2 now that he's missed.
You better be taking this seriously.
I am, don't worry.
Is this your first time with a bow, sir?
Now that's cutting with a knife, Yorick.
Of all the prisoners, why would the War Maiden bring back this weak?
Looks like he's gonna keep embarrassing himself. Useless and a glutton.
This entire demonstration is a farce.
His first shot was way too short. His second was way too long.
That means on his 3rd try, he'll shoot himself in the foot.
I've got a feel for this bow's limits. Here goes. Get down! Assassin!
Arifal.
I want him skinned alive.
I mean, no insults, but can they take him alive?
Who do you think you are telling me what to do here?
Fine, then I'll hit his foot.
His aim is unreal. And he did it with a bat bow, too.
He hit a moving target from well over 300 Alsons away.
Just so we're clear, do you want me to keep shooting?
I think I've seen enough. You're quite a talent, Lord Tigre Vermidvor. My apologies for yesterday.
Wait, for what?
The bow they gave you. It was never my intention for you to receive one that shoddily constructed.
So, you weren't trying to make me look bad. It was shoddy Jicted craftsmanship.
No, the 3 men who made the bow did want to sabotage you. I'll have them beheaded.
Whoa, hold on! It was a harmless prank. No one got hurt.
That was more than a prank. They wanted to humiliate you and bring dishonor to your people and your family. Custom demands that they pay for the scheme with their lives.
Then I beg you, please show them mercy.
This one time.
So, what was the point of having me show off my skills in the first place?
You see, she...
The War Maiden fell for me at first sight?
That's right. You could call it battlefield passion, an affection that only comes between close enemies. You know how people love gossiping about palace intrigue. And they're not wrong to do so. I really am mad for you, you know.
For me?
Not for your looks or personality. I'm attracted to your skill with the bow and arrow. But anyway, I guess some of my men heard the gossip and were feeling a bit jealous of you. Instead of finding a place for you by my side, they'd rather I kill you.
Killing him would probably be the easiest thing, but that's just my opinion.
The army ranks are full of hotheads. I thought having you show off your skills would be the quickest way to change their opinions of you. Ultimately, it was effective. And one more thing, since I'm being honest. Beyond your bow skills, the reason I took you prisoner at the Dynant Plains was not for a ransom. Mostly, it was because I found you entertaining.
Entertaining how? In a battle?
Despite the win, that battle was still nasty business. As well as being a complete and total waste. We numbered just 5,000, against your side's 25. I braced myself for a brutal battle. From the start of our charge, the battle should have gone on a day.
You say that like you're disappointed.
I prepared a number of plans I was excited to try. And yet your side collapsed from my first plan right as the battle began.
Your first plan, huh? Nighttime sneak attack.
Thanks to the reconnaissance our scouts had carried out, we surprised the Brunish rearguard and scattered their troops. In that melee, the Brunish prince was killed.
You mean Prince Regnus?
Were you two close friends?
Not at all. I only met him once in my whole life.
Do you hold his death against me?
It happened in battle. I killed some of your men myself, you know.
Yes, I'm sure. Once news of his death got around, the Brunish army came apart at the seams. I didn't want them to regroup for another day, so I pursued, cutting them down as they fled. So it was, all my great plans went unused. But in that moment, you flew onto the scene. In spite of your allegiances, I didn't want to kill you. Brune's army turned out to be a paper tiger, but you kept your courage and stayed in the fight, even tried to shoot me down with your bow. I have a weakness for such metal. So I brought you to Light Merits in Jicted. Lim, are you holding a grudge against him for what happened on the battlefield?
I promise the battle had nothing to do with it.
I'm not sure I believe that. Remember that first horse you shot down? Lim was the rider.
Why don't we start over? I am the War Maiden's bodyguard, Limalicia. Count Tigre Vermudvorn. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Hello?
You know, if I'm being honest, your name, it sounds like a mouthful for a traditional Brunishman. Is there a fun story behind it?
Well, it's the name of one of my ancestors. If it's too hard to say, you can always call me Tigre.
Tigre it is, and feel free to call me Ellen. I also think that we should—
Lady Eleonora!
Tigre, will you serve under me? I will treat you as a count, just as you were in Brune. And valor you show in combat will be honored like that of any other pure-born Jicted warrior.
Thanks, but no. I'm honored you would ask, and I'm pretty sure an offer like this would never happen if the roles were reversed in Brune.
So why are you refusing to take my hand?
I already have a home I need to get back to, one I swore to protect. Alsace. It's a Brunish province I inherited from my father.
Oh, Lord Tigra, don't die on me.
You must stop shaving your head, Rierik. That shiny orb is going to blind somebody. Plus, the look's not doing your handsome features any favors.
I'll say this for the last time. For trying to embarrass you on the archery range, the War Maiden made me sacrifice my gorgeous hair as penance. By all rights, my head should be on the chopping block. But Lord Tigra Vermidvorn, since I've been allowed to live thanks in part to you, I shall continue to make this offering. And I honestly admire your bow skill. It puts my own abilities to shame. You're a master, and I, a foolish novice who tried to humiliate you.
Okay.
So please, don't ask me to cease my penance.
You can stand up now. I'm sorry I brought it up.
There they go again. I've never seen a man as polite as Master Rierik. Agreed. And Lord Tigra Vermid's marksmanship does deserve that praise. He's very impressive. And cute.
I eat this every day. It's always great.
I sometimes forget how foreign you are. There's nothing special about this food. It's standard soldier fare.
And that's the best part. Whenever I get back home, it'll be easy enough for Tita to make.
How does he hit with 3 arrows at once? Maybe he's a magic archer.
Lord Tigra, please give us another lesson soon.
Of course. I'm finally fitting in around here. But a prisoner is still a prisoner. Is that a baby dragon? I've never seen one.
That's my pet. His name is Looney. Hello.
Sorry, I didn't see anything. I had found this place when walking around before. I didn't think anyone else used it. So...
There's nothing to be sorry about. After all, you came here to bathe too, right? Now turn around and look me in the eyes.
So, here in your country, it's custom for men and women to take baths in front of each other?
Actually, it's not. I'm not saying I'm not embarrassed. But I'm a war maiden, aren't I? If I'm caught off guard, even naked, I can't run away and cower like a shy country girl. Even if deep down my brain's telling me to do just that. I want you, Lord Tigra.
This place is just so different. She says she wants me. Well... Huh?
The guards have seized an old man with a Brunish accent.
Bertrand!
Oh, young master. Thank goodness you're safe.
Thank goodness you're safe.
So you do know this sad old man?
Yes, of course I do. Bertrand's been my attendant since I was just a kid.
My lord, there's no time to reminisce.
Huh?
Thenardier has gathered a force and is marching on your province of Alsace. They number 3,000 men.
He's doing what?
Get back here! You can't leave, you're our prisoner!
Good evening, Tigra. Where do you think you're going?
Get out of my way.